I've been chasing crazy weather all over the world, and really, it's only been a matter of time before I came to Australia. It's time for a little thunder down under.
I'm going walkabout in this amazing country to chase storms and experience some of Australia's natural wonders and natural disasters. Oh, and did I mention getting stung by the most venomous creature on Earth?
Man.
Australia has an amazing diversity of natural wonders. The Outback, the Great Barrier Reef, and its notoriously extreme weather conditions put it high on my list of places to explore. But it's a long way to go.
Well, this is about hour 18 into a total of about 20 hours worth of flying time to get to Sydney, Australia, so I'll be glad when I hit the ground. Things are looking positive. There's already convection going on, and it started to rain. So all I gotta do is load up the last of my stuff and hit the road. So I've got my hire car now, and luckily I've got a GPS, and the GPS has this wonderful Australian accent.
In 550 meters, keep right onto 1.
The idea right now is to just get a hotel for the night, and we'll start storm chasing, if the weather gods cooperate.
Of course, they never do, and a brief high-pressure system is giving me nothing but blue skies. So I jump at the opportunity to take in some of the sights of Australia.
Australia is the birthplace of the traditional Aboriginal instrument called the didgeridoo. There's a wide variety of didgeridoos here, some of them beautifully sculpted, others fancifully painted. Some of them are huge. Now, these are usually made from tree trunks that are hollowed out by termites, and it just so happens I know how to play it.
I knew those didgeridoo lessons would pay off someday.
Haha. Right, mate. Well, since there's no weather to chase here in Sydney, we've got beautiful blue skies, I figure I might as well climb the Sydney Harbour Bridge.
This landmark of Sydney Harbour, completed in 1932, is one of the largest span bridges in the world.
So George, we're on the Discovery climb. We're in the heart of the bridge, a cathedral of steel.
It's a good thing I'm not afraid of heights.
My guide gives me a colorful tour and, like most Aussies, has something to say about the country's weather.
We've had some very, very strange weather patterns just recently in Australia this year. We've experienced everything, some very hot days during the middle of winter. It should be absolutely boiling hot. The last couple of days it's been quite chilly, so weather in Sydney, very strange.
The weather here is more than strange. In many parts of the country, it's become catastrophic. For more than 6 years, Australia has been in the grips of a severe drought, which has brought many farmers to their knees, threatened wildlife, sparked massive wildfires, and destabilized ecosystems throughout the country. Dick Whitaker, a meteorologist at the Weather Channel, has been tracking the drought and other severe weather for almost 4 decades.
But I'll just show you something here which might find interesting.
He gives me the latest forecast for my storm chase
They've got a little climate change section here, which is
and dispels some myths about the weather down under.
What do you think is the biggest misconception out there about Australian weather?
probably, if I had to say one, it would be that we don't get very many tornadoes. And in fact, we get quite a lot. And around about 20 a year are observed in Australia, which is not as much as the famous Tornado Alley area of the United States. But we get around about 20 a year, and probably a lot more than I've never seen because, of course, compared to the United States, many of our rural areas are sparsely inhabited or not inhabited at all. So many tornadoes are probably never observed.
Right. Now, I'm here to try and capture some of your Australian severe weather over the next few days. How do my prospects look?
I reckon you'll be lucky, George. It looks we've got a lot of thunderstorm activity around. In fact, as we speak, there's storms on the radar, plenty right across New South Wales and southern Queensland. So I think if you happen to be in the right place, you'll probably stand a pretty good chance.
That's the hard part, being at the right place at the right time.
It is indeed.
The weather conditions are great for storms, so I'm off to pick up my chase partner.
The area around Coonabarabran, you've got the Warrabong.
Jimmy Deguara is one of Australia's most experienced storm chasers,
The Coonabarabran.
and he's going to lead the way to some, hopefully, bad weather.
4.5, 5 hour drive.
All right, hop in, let's hit the road.
Oh yeah, let's go, bye. See ya.
Today's task, get out towards, oh geez, what's the name of that town?
Coonabarabran.
Coonabarabran. So the idea today is to get out near Coonabarabran. Don't ask me how that's spelled.
One thing is for sure, Australians have the most colorful names for places I've ever seen.
The scenery here is absolutely beautiful. It'll be a real shame to watch all this get ripped up by a tornado.
I'm in Australia, hunting down severe weather with fellow storm chaser Jimmy Deguara.
Look at that, that's where we were yesterday.
9:25.
9:25,
So that's
it's fairly deep.
We're trying to get in the best position for storms today, but I also want to see the impact that the drought has had on the landscape in this region. As we move north, it's clear that the effects are severe. Water supplies are critically low, or gone altogether. Livestock graze in parched pastures, and wildlife, even animals that are accustomed to droughts, are suffering the effects of this prolonged dry. They need rain, now.
here in Thunderbrine Creek, the water level has dropped so low that the creek has gone from, well, down from a trickle to absolutely nothing. All the creek stones are totally exposed now. Look how incredibly dry the earth is here. It's nothing but cracked, parched mud. Check out the water level markings. Here is where they thought the lowest level would be.
Officials say this could be the worst drought in 1,000 years. Dire evidence of the effects of global warming. But conditions are improving slightly. There is hope on the horizon.
Wow, look at that. What do you reckon, George?
Bring it on. Sky's getting dark. It's coming.
You can actually hear it in the birds singing.
The storms are that way.
I find chasing in the US different in several respects. First of all, you're driving on the wrong side of the road.
No, we're driving on the wrong side now.
There hasn't been rain here for a long time, but today looks promising.
It's looking quite tasty.
It's coming our way with these easterly winds.
So right now this road is taking us towards this large line of thunderstorms. Basically stretches all the way across the horizon. But hopefully we'll have some nice real dark bases with some good lightning, maybe some heavy rain. All right, this is looking good.
Look at the towers. George, look up there.
Yeah. Nice. Now we're starting to see some early development. Here we go. This is more like it. We got a real storm that we can sink our teeth into. It's spitting out quite a few lightning bolts, but the problem is
No roads.
you can't get near it. We've got, oh, nice
There's a
one right
bolt.
there.
Bolt. The actual storm's producing a bit of lightning. We can't even get to it.
Jimmy has seen some pretty big storms while chasing in New South Wales. His wildest day ever was only a few months ago.
On the 26th of October this year, I was chasing a severe thunderstorm about 20 kilometres southwest of Lismore, and it produced hail up to 5 centimetres. Yeah, these golf balls, 3 to 4 centimetres already. I turned this corner, and there was a funnel cloud. I said, that's a funnel cloud. It's a funnel cloud. So I got out of this vehicle and started filming this funnel cloud, and I see a debris cloud on the ground. I knew that at that stage it was a tornado. All of a sudden, my whole plan of chasing had to change to what I'm used to in the US, which is tornadoes. So I got back in the vehicle because I could hear the tornado. I was starting to get a bit concerned, so I started to back up a little. And this is where I was actually in line with the substation and the tornado behind it. And I thought to myself, the substation is ruining my footage.
But Jimmy couldn't have been more wrong. Storm chaser Jimmy Deguara relives his up-close encounter with a dangerous tornado in a remote area near Lismore, Australia.
I turned this corner, I said, that's a funnel cloud. I began to see debris being hurled around the tornado, and then suddenly a piece of iron just comes ramming into the substation and explodes violently. When I saw this explosion, I thought, my goodness, the actual tornado is way too close. But I held ground. Then I started seeing multiple vortices in the field going backwards around the main funnel of the tornado, and debris being hurled around. The noise was deafening. It was incredible. Other people that have seen the footage were just horrified just how close I was to the tornado. They were amazed at the actual structure of the tornado, the violent behaviour, the violent rotation. It was just an incredible event.
This is looking really sweet. A big line of rain, basically completely across the entire horizon. This is the kind of storm that's going to bring widespread rain to a large area. This is what the farmers need around here. Yeah, we're definitely getting a wind shift. I'm feeling some cold, outflowy air coming out of here right now. Storm's headed this way, and it's not moving too fast, so looks like we're in pretty good position to get right up at this thing. Wind has picked up dramatically. We're right on the edge of the gust front of the storm right now, and it is starting to really rip.
Normally, storm chasers prefer to observe from the rain-free areas of the storm. But in this case, everybody is thankful for the downpour.
A big line of thunderstorms like this is really good when you're seeking rain. It'll drop a lot of rain over a very wide path, so it's good for breaking the drought over a very large area.
The huge storm brings much-needed relief to the area, but ironically, the ground is so hard that it's having difficulty absorbing the water. The storms continue for days as I press on to see more of the country.
traveled to the very center of the Australian outback. Uluru, also known as Ayers Rock, this place is famous as being the iconic symbol of Australia. Now, after years and years of drought, it looks like the rains are starting to come. Thunder, sounding good. Oh! Haha, the sky's talking.
After a few shots, I relocate to get into better position.
The rain's coming down really hard right now. I would not expect this here in the really dry, arid desert portion of the Northern Territory. Raining cats and dogs. Or would that be wallabies and dingoes? The best time to see Uluru is at sunset, and of course first thing in the morning at sunrise. It's just after 5:30 in the morning. Still a bit sleepy, but looks like the sun is coming up. It's going to shine some light on the rock and hopefully give us a nice pastel colored sky.
Uluru is a World Heritage Site with great spiritual significance to the Aboriginal peoples of Australia.
Isn't it gorgeous? Uluru has become the iconic symbol of the Australian outback. Oh, and watch out for kangaroos.
I'm going from the awe-inspiring sight of Uluru to the awesome wildlife of the Great Barrier Reef, including a date with the most venomous creature in the world. Now it's time to meet something deadly.
The Great Barrier Reef is home to a vast array of coral and fish species, but here in the shallows is where we find Australia's most feared creature. It's not the shark, it's the deadly box jellyfish.
This highly venomous and nearly invisible predator is the scourge of Australian beaches, stinging scores of swimmers over the years. I'm searching for specimens with Ben Kropp. Ben, a renowned underwater filmmaker, has been researching remedies for the box jellyfish venom by getting stung over and over on purpose.
They're very hard to see, in here, really hard. In fact, almost invisible over the sand.
So these box jellyfish are technically the most dangerous creature on the planet? Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Their venom is more powerful than anything.
There it is.
That's it. Yeah, he's lost some of his tentacles.
This will ruin your day at the beach. Doesn't look like much, translucent blob of goo. But it can see, it can sense that you're there, and it has some of the most toxic venom in the world. So the plan is I'm going to try out a new remedy for box jellyfish stings, but the only way to do it is to actually intentionally sting yourself, and that's what I'm gonna do next. Shall we give it a shot?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the poison then travels just under the skin, under the lymph, I think you call it,
Yes.
and slowly works its way up to you. But the initial pain, people go into shock and sometimes just don't come out of it.
Great. This sounds like fun.
Oh, well.
Let's do this. Okay, I'm ready. Oh, this is gonna suck.
You'll do it properly. Ready?
Yeah. Oh, man. I can feel it stinging. Oh.
We'll even leave a little bit on.
Yeah, oh yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Oh, there you are.
Time to give the test remedy a try.
You can really feel it building up.
Yeah.
All right.
The new solution isn't working as well as I'd hoped. So we move to the tried and true low-tech remedy.
Yeah, oh, there's a sensitive spot right there.
Oh, just there. Okay.
Yeah, no, okay, thank you. Wow.
All right, we'll put him out of his misery. We'll give him some of this stuff here, some vinegar. I bet not. And you can be liberal with it, real cheap.
Yeah, yeah, look, it's
But
all
you're-
starting to raise up.
Yeah,
The bumps are
you're
right.
reacting nicely.
Nicely, reacting nicely.
It's all coming up in lumps. We won't have to take you to the hospital yet.
Is there a hospital close by? Box jellyfish, one of the most dangerous creatures on the planet. Hurts like hell.
I don't think I'll try that again anytime soon. The future of the Australian landscape is uncertain. The drought here, unlike any in recent history, underscores that our planet is in transition.
As our climate inevitably changes, certain areas are going to be more prone to flooding, while others, like Australia, more prone to drought. The only relief in sight is La Nina. It's a warming of the Pacific waters that is going to bring more moisture here to Australia and hopefully more rain.
More rain for Australian crops, more rain for Australian wildlife, and more big weather for Australian storm chasers.